The nominations for the Game Awards were just announced, and I kinda want to talk about them. But I also kinda want to make this a personal year-end review of my favorite stuff. I want to talk about all the games that are the top games in their categories, including Game of the Year, but I want this video to be more of a recognition of this year's best games and creators, and why I think they're the best, rather than who I think will win an award. I also want to talk about fighting games and the FGC community, as that holds a special place in my heart. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with fighting games. This year has been amazing for fighting game fans. Dragon Ball FighterZ finally got some DLC at EVO France, and there's more DLC coming on the way. After years of Dragon Ball FighterZ basically being static, this is a big deal. The company said it's going to continue to support the fighters community, and more content is soon to be on the way. I'm sure we'll see something at the Game Awards. Another highlight, 2XKO finally came out on PC and is headed to consoles. The console release date hasn't been set yet, and everyone's hoping Riot will announce it at the Game Awards. Beyond the games themselves, the fighting game community is great. For example, legendary YouTuber Maximilian Dude has been a champion of fighting games all year. He even co-hosted a Virtua Fighter 5 tournament with Sega that drew 10 to 15,000 live viewers.
I'm putting in a $1,000 prize bonus. There's a first place big ass signed arcade stick. There's a ton of other things for top 8, you know? We might be having one of the biggest Virtua Fighter tournaments that has ever happened.
Sega producer Seiji Aoki said that the event truly showcased Maximilian's passion for Virtua Fighter and his significant influence on the fighting game community. Max's enthusiasm and humor make him one of my favorite creators to watch this year, and while we're on the topic of that, let's talk about my favorite creators this year. Favorite creators of 2025. A big part of the year was watching some awesome content from some of my favorite creators, and I believe there are a few standouts. Maximilian Dude. As I mentioned earlier, Max has mainly matched most of my personal favorite genres of games, including fighting games, RPG games, and just overall being a super inclusive content creator. I really enjoy his content. Critical Role. Critical Role ended their third campaign with Matthew Mercer as the DM earlier this year, and started their fourth campaign with Brennan Lee Mulligan, and it has been absolutely insane, in a good way. I'm really excited to see where this new story goes and can't wait to learn more about all of this new insane cast, because their chemistry seems just awesome. Luke Stevens Live. Luke's been a bit of a late addition to all the channels I've started watching, but honestly, he's become one of my favorites, hence why he's on this list. Luke generally does breakdowns of gaming industry news and whatnot, and he has a relatively fair take on a lot of topics. I found his content when I was trying to figure out what was going on with Star Citizen earlier this year and have been hooked on his content ever since. Spawnwave. Spawnwave has been my means of keeping up with the daily gaming news cycle, and it's great content. I listen to it on my way to work, and it's the perfect length just to help me get through the drive. His way of speaking makes things easy to digest when there are a boatload of things to talk about in this industry, so I highly recommend you give this channel a try. The Gamer's Joint. Cynical has always been my go-to Kingdom Hearts YouTuber, and he's been putting out some great content lately. Specifically the fun facts about Kingdom Hearts on YouTube Shorts. I really just love all of his reporting, theories, and content that he creates not just around Kingdom Hearts, but other series he enjoys as well. Here's to hoping we get some Kingdom Hearts 4 news at the Game Awards.
Alright, you guys ready to go? What's up? Welcome back to another episode.
Corridor. The Corridor crew has been pivotal in getting me interested in 3D, whether it's modeling, animation, VFX, or anything in between. This channel is my space where I enjoy all of that type of content. A former cast member from the channel, Punisher, now holds a biannual 3D render challenge. I submitted my render for this challenge, and even though I didn't win, I was still very proud of my render. Next up, my favorite biggest releases. This is not regarding the quality of the game, but it holds a strong place in my heart. So, without further ado, these honorable mentions are Monster Hunter Wilds, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Hades 2, Split Fiction, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Ghost of Yote, Hollow Knight Silksong, Mario Kart World, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, Silent Hill F, Ninja Gaiden 4, Battlefield 6, Borderlands 4. Finally, I want to throw out my predictions for this year's Game Awards. Announcements, trailers, world premieres, anything in between. First off, a new Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. Earlier this year, Square Enix canceled Missing Link, and then just before the Summer Games Fest, teased us with a still image featuring multiple new scenes that are a part of Kingdom Hearts 4, but still no trailer. At the time of writing this, it's been over 1,300 days since its initial trailer. We're long overdue for a new trailer. So So please, Square Enix, help us out here. Final Fantasy VII Part 3 reveal/trailer. For the past few weeks, the lead director of the Final Fantasy VII Remake has been boasting about how confident and excited he is for the third and maybe final part of the series. This would be the perfect stage for the new trailer to be released and where we would find out what the third title's full name will be. Tekken 8's Season 3 reveal. Fans of Tekken 8 were shocked to find out that the newest character and last character of Season 2 would be coming so soon, December 1st, and some are theorizing that it could be an attempt to surprise fans at the Game Awards with an announcement of Season 3 and a new character. Possibly a guest character? Who knows? I guess we'll have to wait and see. New Super Smash Bros. For Switch 2. This is a stretch here, and there is not a single piece of evidence out there that might even suggest that this game is coming out or is going to be announced. So, if it does get announced, I will be one happy camper. Half-Life 3 announcement. Another shot in the dark. I heard somewhere that there are rumors of a possible trailer being announced at the Game Awards, but again, it's based on nothing, so I'm already setting myself up for disappointment. But with the Steam Machine and the other new Valve hardware that has just been announced, those speculations have skyrocketed, at least in my book. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. For the Game Awards, I want to highlight a few of my favorite categories and talk about who I think will win that category. But I won't be repeating any games, so that's going to cut these lists dramatically in half. Game of the Year, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I'm sorry, but if you're getting players who hate classical RPG gameplay to say, dang, this game is good, then you're doing something right. And the thing is, everyone is saying that. Best Fighting Game. Probably has to go to Capcom Fighting Collection 2. This collection brought together what initially seemed indefinitely impossible, mainly because fans just wanted MVC 2 back. And by the blessing of the FGC gods, they got it back. So for this game to release with the same standards as that collection gets a plus in my book. Also, it's been kind of a slow year for fighting games minus 2XKO, and I haven't really got a chance to play it, so my mind might change depending on whether that game releases this year or not. Best Multiplayer. I'm gonna have to give this one to Battlefield 6. The Battlefield series has a soft spot in my heart ever since Battlefield 3 and the insane physics engine that game had. Battlefield 6 perfectly encompasses that same feeling of running into a building with the sole purpose of just trying to demolish it to the ground, and I love that. Most anticipated game. For me, I would have to say Kingdom Hearts 4, obviously, but that game doesn't even have a release date yet as of writing the script, so I'm gonna have to say GTA 6, because, duh, this game is likely the reason we have the sudden push for absolute stellar games releasing this year instead of 2026. A lot of companies earlier this year were mentioning that they were holding back on simply announcing the release date of their popular games, in order to avoid releasing even near the same time as GTA 6. So, yeah, GTA 6, for the win. Best Performance. Erika Ishii from Ghost of Yotei. Her performance in this year's Ghost of Yotei is super well deserved. I thought she did an excellent job portraying the desire of vengeance that her character deserved. But I'm gonna be honest, I was already a fan of Erika Ishii long before Ghost of Yotei because I actually found out about her when she was a cast member of Kika Sundry way back in 2015. Since then, she's been a part of Critical Role, Dimension 20, and all sorts of other RPG tabletop stuff. So, just seeing her get the recognition she deserves is just awesome. But consider my vote slightly biased. Alright, that wraps up all of my picks and celebrations for the year of 2025. It's been an absolutely stellar year in gaming, but let me know what you think. What do you think about my choices? Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.